Okay, I am getting close to the point where we're going to take a sharp left turn and head into the valley. Coming down, I know it's pretty tough to see, but you can see the bluffs. I can see the bluffs, you may not. We passed a really nice camp spot that I will show you on the way back up. Right now I'm just kind of in a hurry. I want to get down there. I want to try to get a good time exposed picture, and then I want to head up the trail and hopefully no one sees me. That way I don't have any stragglers or followers. I want to have both of these places by myself if possible. If not, at least the second place. I had to watch a video on how to get to the second place and how it works because it is not on Google. At the intersection of the trail where you got to pinch back and go back to like the north, away from the river, there's a camping spots, two of them, at two different levels. They're really close together, but they're two levels in elevation, and they were both jam-packed full of tents and people. Like, man, there was probably 8 to 10 tents. I don't know if they canoed from the river and got there, or if they're just doing a great big backpacking trip or what, but I bet they had a pretty nice night. It's already getting muggy. It's supposed to be in the high 70s today. When I was at the top of this trailhead, it was extremely windy. So I'm anticipating the waterfall dancing with the wind. Should make some interesting shots with time elapsed, and we'll see which shot is the best shot today, time elapsed or normal frozen in movement picture. So we'll see. We're not very far away. In fact, we ought to be able to see it here in a minute. You can see the bluff. This is 1,000. By the time I get to the bottom, it'll be about 1,000 feet of elevational loss. So getting out of here is going to be fun. But I do have a climb to get to the other waterfall yet, and then a sketchy downhill is from what I understand. So if you guys watch my custom 30-mile loop video of the Buffalo River, you might remember this little spot. This is the spot where I was given those keys, car keys, by someone that saw me passing by that was going the other direction, and I was told that there's someone down here looking for them. They'd been passed around several times trying to get to the top, and actually a young couple, a man and a woman, and they had spent the night up there at the trailhead, I believe, and was having a hard time. They couldn't get in their car, and I was given the keys, and I brought them down, and I found them, and everybody lived happily ever after. It was a beautiful day in hiking history. Anyhow, that all happened right here. And I think I haven't really thought about that memory since it's happened, actually. Well, we got water, and it looks completely different than the last time I got here. Last time I was here, it was for the most part dry, just a very small trickle, and boy, it's really wet. Pay attention to my footing here. Yeah, this is way different than I remember it. Neat. All right, guys, this is the payoff for getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, walking for an hour on a sketchy trail in the dark. But look at this, I'm here alone. Absolutely fabulous. I can feel the mist spraying me. So I need to try to figure out how to take a picture of this thing. That wind's really knocking it sideways. Well, the wind picked up. I did what I could on getting pictures, but man, this is a really, really hard waterfall to take a decent picture of, just because of how tall it is, how little water's coming off of it, and the fact that that stream just kind of disappears in that rock. Now we're going to go to, this is the Hemden Hollow waterfall. Is the tallest waterfall in America between the Appalachian Mountains and the Rocky Mountains. Little fact. And I think it's because it's a free fall waterfall. I think there might be tall ones that are not free fall, but this is from the time the water falls, it goes all the way to right there, and that's the tallest between that area. Now we're gonna follow this sketchy ass trail right there and go that way along the bluff, and we're gonna look for what's called Diamond Falls. It is Arkansas's. Diamond Falls is Arkansas's second largest waterfall. Number one's behind me. So it's going to be two big ass waterfalls in one trip. And I'm going to need both hands for this. Actually, I'm going to need to get rid of my trekking poles. I am not using my trekking poles going up that. So I'll see you at the top. So I just wanted to show you the scale of what I got to climb up. This thing is over 5 feet tall, I would guess. I'm gonna scurry up that thing. Kind of wild. I'm in awe. This is the kind of thing I live for, but at the same time, being by myself, I'm a little sketched out, but I'm just gonna be super careful, go slow, make sure I have good footing. I wore my old boots today, that way I can know how they react, and you know, I know how they are. I've worn them enough that I know how they're gonna react. New boots, this isn't the trip for new boots. Anyhow, I'm gonna get going. We'll see you at the top once again. A little bit of cactus at the junction. You gotta climb up this. You just kind of look for where other people have walked, and it just leads you right up it. There's times when you can only see about, 6 feet in front of you because the elevation will change. But it'll get you there. And now it kind of has a Grand Canyon-y feel to it now. With all this rock and a little bit of cactus. The ancient tree. Very, very neat. Looks like the trail goes up and around that way next to that tree. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that little climb got me huffing and puffing. I always thought it was cool walking along the base of a bluff. You always got to worry about that stray rock coming down, but whew. Okay, so the next thing I should see is it looks like a cave or a natural bridge, and when we get to that, supposedly it's a huge drop-off, so you have to go over it actually. But I want to go into it and look at it, see if it's a cave or if it's just like a natural arch. Well, no sooner than I put the GoPro off, turn the GoPro off, I found a little arch thing. We're just going to look at it. I'm not going in. It's definitely not a cave, but it's pretty neat. It's smaller than I thought. When I saw it on video, it looked like it was big, like you can walk through it, but you'd have to crawl through, and from what I understand, there's a big drop off anyhow, so you don't want to go in it. So now we're just looking for the way to over it. Oh, I think I passed it. I think it's right here. Yeah, that's the way to go right there, up and over. So that's your landmark. Go up and over. Okay. There's a lot of going on what looks like a goat trail, kind of. It's going up and down. It's kind of following a natural elevation, kind of like a ledge almost. Oh, there it is. Awesome. That's Diamond Falls, fellas, peoples, YouTubies. Okay. Where is a good spot to set up camp? And I brought a breakfast bar, so I don't need a breakfast bar. It looks like I'm gonna get out of here in a good time. I can't believe it was this easy to get to. It looked really difficult on the video I watched, but obviously it's not. I'm looking for composition at this point. I think I might try to set up over here on this rock. We'll see. After that I might go down there. And I present to you Diamond Falls. Falls come down and they bounce off of that rock and just makes the spray widen out and thin out, and getting a little bit of like prism rainbows every once in a while, a little bit of mist in the face every once in a while, and it is just absolutely beautiful. It feels really good. You can see you got a pretty good stream coming out of here. And again, we went right across by that tree and then came down right through there. Pretty easy other than that first climb. I'm going to take a couple pictures of this and I'm going to get out of here. May or may not eat, I don't know. I brought some food, but it's still pretty early. I think it's only like a little after 7. So this trip is basically that first incline off of Hemden Hollow is the hard part. If you can get up that, you're good. But I would suggest wearing gloves, which I didn't. I would suggest being tall, because there's some big stretches of climbs where you have to be tall. I don't know how a short person would do it. It's easier if you're tall, is all I'm saying, and you got a long wingspan like I do. Let's see. Going down is sketch. All this is easy, but once I get to the part where it was sketchy coming up, it's gonna be twice as sketchy going down. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like to butt slide, but I might have to. We will see. Ugh. And we're almost to Hemden Hollow. It's a very short trail once you get to the top of the gnarly climb. And coming across the bluff again. And there's Hemden Hollow. There's the old gnarly tree, and then we're going to climb down right back into the valley. So I'll catch you probably right before the descent. Alright, so out of nowhere we got a wind change. The wind is blowing that spray right this way. I'm under a little overhang, so I'm not catching as much of it. 2 feet over to right over there. Anywhere out there you can see the spray. It's landing over there, but it's blowing this way. So I am waiting. I'm going to wait another few minutes, and hopefully the wind will blow that way, and then all I got to do is negotiate this, and this is the sketchiest of the trip right here. Just this short distance is the part that will make or break this trip. I'd like to add, I should have said this before I took this trip, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. This trail is not for kids. This trail is not for dogs. This trip is not for beginners. You need to get some miles under your belt and try climbing some easier stuff before you hit this thing. That's not to say it's horrible or scary or any of those, but it is physical, it is technical, and it's somewhat dangerous. So, you know, there's tons of wet rock. All this is wet rock. That's one slip away from, you know, destroying your cranium. So, anyhow, if I can get some wind to break off and go the other direction, I'm going to head down and get on out of here.